Good morning to you all. Such a thrill to be with you once again this morning as we continue on our journey through the liturgical year, which is about to come to an end on the 25th with the Feast of Christ the King, when we celebrate the kingship of Jesus. Let Jesus reign in your hearts. Let him reign in your homes. Let him reign in your family life. Let him reign in your country. Lift up to the Lord all things so that his reign may be complete. We are the instruments, we are the soldiers involved in Jesus's reign throughout the earth. This reading, this weekend, we have the parable of the talents, a very well-known parable, but one which is often misunderstood. It is found in Matthew 25:19 and in Luke 19:12. And you know the story. The story is pretty straightforward. It's about a king who leaves on a trip abroad, and he leaves his servants in charge of his affairs, of his kingdom. And he returns after a period of time and asks them for an account of their stewardship. What have you done with what I left you with? And we are told that the servants came forward, each with a different amount to give. And one of them is soundly reprimanded, the one who had the least, who was given the least, for simply burying his talent in the ground. In Luke's gospel, we are told that he simply wrapped the talent in a napkin and presented it back to the Lord. And he told the Lord, well, you are a hard man. And he's severely reprimanded for that. I often think that this talent is misinterpreted by people. People take the talent to be a kind of an example of capitalism, naked capitalism. You're given a certain amount and you're asked to increase it. You're asked to make an investment and work on that investment. It almost sounds as though you are trading stocks and bonds on the commodities market, and those who trade wisely and diligently are the ones who are rewarded and who are commended by the master. But I think that is missing the point. You have to go back to the time of Jesus to understand what a talent was, or a shekel as the case might be. It was a monetary item. It was money that these servants were given, and very often a shekel was in the form of a gold bar. So I was reading where in fact each shekel would weigh about 50 pounds, so that the one who was given 5 shekels was given 250 pounds. The one who was given 3 shekels was given 150 pounds, and the one who was given 1 shekel was given 50 pounds. And these things were weighty, right? They were solid. And I think this is where you get the key to understanding what this reading is about. What we are told, in fact, is that God had entrusted to these servants his essence, his weightiness, himself, his mercy, his abundance. These servants who were given talents, it's not so much personal talents that they had, the ability to speak or intelligence and these things. They were given God himself. They were given the presence of the Lord, the mercy of God, and they were entrusted with it, and they were required to do something with it. And all of this, of course, reflects on us. God has given himself to you. You have received the abundance of God in your heart. You have received his divine mercy. And the question is, what do you do with it? How has your faith grown? How have you shared that abundance with others in terms of your daily dealing with people? How have you extended God's mercy to others? That is what the talent is the parable of the talent is really all about. It's not so much going to the church and volunteering to be in the St. Vincent de Paul and the prayer group and becoming a Eucharistic minister and all those things. It's not so much that. It is really how you have accepted the abundance of God's love in your heart and how you have shared this abundance with other people, how people see God in you, in other words. That's what the parable is really about. Using your talents and your gifts and so on is all well and good, but what people need is the presence of God in you, God's abundance, mercy coming through you. That sense that you are a child of God and God's presence dwells in you. That's what the parable is really about. And my prayer for all of us is that regardless of what you have been given, how much love and mercy God has given to you, you would have the faith and the strength and the courage to share that with other people. And what is amazing at the end of the parable is that we are told that those who use their talent were given more. God gives more of himself to you. The presence of God comes and dwells in you in a more abundant and fuller sense, a greater reality. God fills you even more with himself and his mercy and his presence, and you're able to share this even more with others. So my dear friends, what a powerful parable about the spiritual life and God sharing of his divine mercy with all of us. God bless you as we journey towards the end of the liturgical year. Let us begin throwing our minds forward as we begin to celebrate Advent, the coming of Jesus into the world. God bless you. Take care.